Hello everyone, this is Mexico Jones, and I am back with a informative or a inspirational or motivational or just a video for your information. Okay, for those that have been keeping up with my channel and have noticed that I hadn't posted any content in like a month or so, I do want to apologize for that. When I tell you that I'm a Taurus and these transformations the transformations that I have been going through have been pretty intense. Just a lot of decision making. Like, is this what I really need to be doing? Is this what I really want to do? Listening to other people telling me that this is probably not what you need to be doing. You might need to be, focused on other things. But overall, you have to listen to your intuition. You have to. You have to follow your spirit, especially if you are expecting spiritual ascension and you are having all of these like spiritual downloads and awakenings, and the lessons that have been brought upon have been profound. And I can tell you from my observation that just about everyone is going through something concerning their self-worth, concerning, do I or do I not want to take this spiritual path? Do I love myself enough to trust myself? Do I trust the universe or God or my higher self enough to take the risk on myself? I have noticed that this is a theme for a lot of people. A lot of people have been evaluating their relationships with other people, whether it's friends, family, or romantic relationships. Do these relationships serve my highest good? And if not, am I able to let it go? And what I see this as, or these relationships as, are karmic relationships. These are relationships with people that have been, or people that have agreed to come into our lives at certain times of our lives and teach us certain lessons. And it's up to us if we're going to pass the test or learn the lesson. And if we don't, it's like we're going to keep repeating. And from my understanding, some of these karmic situations were very important to our spiritual growth, to our growth overall. And if the right decision wasn't made, then we would find ourselves repeating or in this or staying in this behavior, in this pattern, and repeating this pattern for, and excuse me if I'm repeating my words, but we'll find ourselves repeating this cycle or in this cycle for a while. How long? I don't know. Could have something to do with Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus for the next 6-7 years or so. Jupiter just went direct today, so a lot of things are going to flow more freely. Mercury is direct, so a lot of these retrogrades, they came about to give us time to think, to give us time to figure out what it is that we want to do or need to be doing in our lives. And we only had a certain amount of time, and once these planets, especially Saturn, but once these planets decided to move forward, then it's go time. It's time to put these things in action, and whatever decision it is that we made, we would probably be living with that decision for quite some time. But a lot of times these retrogrades are for us to get it together. It gives us time to think. It gives us time to go back and evaluate things, assess our relationships, our self-worth, our values, and put them in order so that we can live the life that we were destined or are destined to live. Excuse me. And this is something that I had to come to a realization about when I consider myself a YouTuber. I get on YouTube and I do my tarot cards, and I may do videos like this, and I find myself not as excited or exciting as other people, and I find myself doing things like this, and I had to come to a realization that this is who I am. And for those that are drawn to it and those that need the information, they will be intrigued by it. For those on a different frequency, they won't. They'll say, oh, she's a little too slow, she's talking too slow, or it's boring. Okay. I'm a teacher. Okay. Naturally, spiritually, I'm a teacher. and I love to learn. I love to research. Um, I know a little bit about everything, but as far as mastering any one particular thing, I find myself not doing that because I have so much of an interest in everything. So, um, what I come to realize, because I'm like, why can't I just stick with this and just get it right? The thing about it is, this information is coming to me, and I'm able to share it in a way because it's not about perfecting or mastering something outside of myself. This is all about mastering myself, you know? And for those that understand that, I'm pretty sure that you can agree that when it comes to the desire to get yourself together spiritually, mentally, inwardly, a lot of that other stuff is like, it's important, but it's not something that all my all of my energy is going to go into. Okay, all of my energy is not going to go into say perfecting one religion, or the information, or the ways of religion, or perfecting and mastering a language or whatnot. This is just where I find myself right now at 42 years old. It's very important that we don't go against the grain, because what we'll find is that we're hindering ourselves and we're delaying the important process or the important things in our lives. But what I wanted to start doing, or what I'm going to start doing, is doing me. Okay, I can't be like anybody else. I can't do it the way that someone else does it, because I won't be able to keep up. Okay, because I'm Western astrology. I'm an Aries Taurus sun. This is where some of that fire, like if you follow me on Facebook, or if you know me in real life, this is where some of that fire comes from, that Aries, in my sun. But then I have Taurus sun. Taurus is, or slow down, go back. Okay. Aries Taurus cusp is my sun sign. It's at 0.1 something in Taurus, okay? But it's in Taurus. But it's in Aries. So it's all the way through Aries and still like barely out of Aries and right into Taurus. Okay, that's my sun. My moon is in the sign of Taurus. So my emotions, the way that I express things, the way that I feel, is going to be like a Taurus. Okay. My rising sign, and this is Western astrology, my rising sign is Virgo. Okay. I'm not sure on the degrees. I have my chart, but The degrees is just something that I'm not really focusing on right now. Um, yeah, but then, like I was saying before I was like, okay, hold on, I kind of messed up. And this is the good thing about being a Taurus and having Virgo in my chart. This is the reason that I communicate the way that I do, because every word that I say, I'm constantly scanning over it, and you can also tell by the way that my eyes cut back, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like thinking about what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And this is something that I'm recently realizing about myself, so I'm cutting my eyes because I'm like, okay, is that the word that I want to use? Is that the best word to use? Or do they understand this word? So, or this term, or the way that I'm putting it. I'm analyzing everything. I'm talking slow because I want to make sure that what I'm saying has a stable foundation to where it can have facts. It's factual. My computer is on. Okay, but anyway, and like I said, my Mercury is in Taurus. Okay, so Mercury is the way that we communicate. I can't help it. I can try and be like someone else, but 9 times out of 10, either I'm not going to be comfortable doing it or it's not going to last long. Okay? So for those that are drawn to my personality and the way that I express myself, then, hey, welcome. But for, if not, hey, still come in sometimes and check me out, because that Aries will kick in. Trust me, she kicks in. Doing tarot a lot. I do a lot of tarot on myself. I do my own readings. So I find that I embody the Queen of Wands energies a lot, and the Queen of Cups. So imagine that. Anyway, and that could have something to do with my Venus being in Aries. Now, when it comes to Vedic astrology, which is the Eastern hemisphere, I am Aries. Okay. My sun is in Aries, but my moon remained in Taurus. My rising is in Leo. Okay. I'm always, I don't know. I'm always doing something, like, so, and then at times I'm like, oh, I don't want to be seen, but then at times I'm like, I want to shine. Let me shine. Like, let my inner goddess come out, and let me be me. Let me be great, for me, Let me feel good about myself, okay? And this is me feeling good about myself. This is me feeling my energy, my inner goddess. So, I'm very intuitive. I am very empathic, okay? I pick up on things very easily. The vibes, I feel them. On screen, through the phone, in person, which is why I tend, like, if you know me personally, I tend to stay at home a lot. I tend to sit when I'm out. I tend to be by myself. I don't like people being close to me because I pick up on people's energies easily. And it kind of, I hadn't got to the point to where I can always control that, okay? So, yeah. What was I saying before I said all that? I was talking about me being Leo rising, okay, and my appearance. But then sometimes you'll see this black, okay? So pretty much if you see me with some color on, in an instant, I'm to a point to where I can take it off and I'm back in that blah type of appearance, to where like I'm kind of like trying to blend in or blend out, like not attract attention or whatnot. So yeah, anyway, the whole purpose of this video is to talk about illusion versus reality, okay? And I am very, very, very much drawn to perception, okay? Because I come to understand that we all perceive things differently, okay? And in the society that we live in, if you don't perceive things the way that society says that you should perceive it, then you may have a mental illness according to society. You may be crazy, or that probably hit home with someone, because the sirens, I notice when people make videos, or when I make videos, or when I'm saying something that's important, things like that happen. The siren, like, pay attention, alert, alert, okay? But yeah, and I just caught chills. But someone really needs to hear this, is what Spirit is saying. And you have struggled with this for a very long time. And excuse me, because I'm picking this up intuitively. You want to know why you can't fit in. You want to know why people don't treat you like they treat everybody else. Not that they necessarily treat you bad, okay? Not that they necessarily treat you bad, but they treat you different, and it's obvious to you. And you are to a point to where you understand that it has something to do with the way that you think. This is what they tell you: the way that you think and you process things. That's the word that they use. You process things differently, okay? I'm here, right now. I'm here to tell you that there is nothing wrong with you, okay? We all process things the way that we should, okay? We all have different realities. So you mean to tell me that I can have a different reality from you, but I can't perceive things different from you? I have to see this the same way that you see it. I have to think the same way that you think. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. My son had the TV blasting. He's part of work study now, so I have to pick him up early from school, or he's able to leave school because he works, and he's home until he gets ready for work, and he's like blasting the daggone TV. Why don't you go watch the TV in your room? Okay, why you gotta be out here? Anyway, that's either here nor there. But my reality can be different from yours. So it's obvious to you or to them or to me. And I like to speak in a way to where I'm speaking for everyone, even myself. But it's obvious to you that when I say you, I'm not saying singular you. I'm talking about a plural, like you, like us. Okay, but it's obvious that we have different realities. We live in totally different neighborhoods. We go to different schools. Our our um, our status, as far as financial status, is on two different scales. Okay, this is a reality. Okay, this is something that, okay, we can all agree on. But why can't we agree that the way that I see it is not going to necessarily be the way that you see it? And like I said, the video is, or the title is, illusion versus reality. And the reason that I did it was because I was thinking about where we are in life. And when we think about where we are in life, and then we'll say, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life, or I'm moving a little slow in life, you know. But is that your perception, or is that someone else's perception put on you? Is that what you're picking up through your senses, through the way that people treat you and communicate with you? Okay. But like I said, okay, and I'm getting off track because I'm on my phone and things are popping up, and I don't want to turn my airplane mode on because I'm expecting a call. But anyway, illusion versus reality. Okay. Let your reality be your reality. Okay. Let the way that you perceive things be the way that you perceive things. And stop letting people project the way that they perceive things onto you. Okay? Because this is what we have been taught to do. Okay, for one, me, like giving this information. Okay? I'm projecting that reality is reality, and reality is different for everyone. Okay? Now, okay, I went to college, and I don't remember exactly what class it was, what course it was, but I want to say that it was literature, and I love it. But we were talking about perception, okay? And one thing that stood out to me about this particular study was that we ended up talking about the way that we see things, the way that we actually like view things. Like, for instance, say someone that may be colorblind to blue or green or something like that. You could go outside and say, oh my God, the skies are so pretty and blue today. But what about someone that can't see blue? Okay, they may see like a totally different color, like it may be like a greenish, I don't know. Okay, but this happens for people. Okay, some people are actually colorblind. So if I go outside and the skies are like blue to a lot of people, if I go outside and I say, oh my God, the sky is so blue and clear and pretty, the sun is shining, oh my God, and someone hears what I'm saying, or if I'm like saying this to somebody that's with me, but they can't see blue, they're gonna be like, the sky is blue? It don't look blue to me. It look orange or green, or you know what I'm saying, gray, whatever color that this thing that happens in your eyes, whatever color it is for them, that's what color it is. So that's a perfect example of perception, perceiving things. The way that you see something is not necessarily going to be the way that somebody else sees it. Okay? People say that you should do this and you should do that. People say that you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. Why? Because I know someone that did it, and you know what I'm saying, or when I did it, you know what I'm saying, this is what happened, or I heard that, when people do this, they, and that's experience, okay? And we all have our own experience, and we all have to experience life on our own, in our own way, in our own time, in our own pace, okay? So don't let anyone make you feel like you're less than because of the way that you perceive things, or the way that your life is, period, okay? The way that your life is, okay? And especially if you're doing your best at, moving forward, or, you're doing your best, and things are just happening in their own pace or their own timing, or maybe you just want to do things your own way. And I say this, and I'm always saying this, like on my Facebook page, do what you want to do, okay? But this is the thing, disclaimer, as long as you're not hurting anyone or doing anything that's supposed to be illegal, deception and manipulation and all that other stuff, come on, that's like obvious. I'm not talking about that. Do what you want to do with your life, okay? People expect for you to work a 9 to 5, or nowadays a 10 to 10 or 7 to 7, and you like, well, I really don't want to do that. I want to, like, I want to do this, or I want to do that, and if you can find the means to do that and still be responsible, and everything is taken care of, and live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have children and be like, oh, I don't want to work, and you have to do something, to take care of your responsibilities. Um, but anyway, this, I didn't really get to finish because I know me. If I finished it, if I would have wrote like a couple of pages and wrote down everything that I felt like I wanted to say, I would not have did this video. Okay, that's just me. Okay, but just as a guide, I just wanted to break down or give and break down in my own way the the definition of illusion. Okay, because we know reality is what we experience. Okay, simply. Okay, reality is simply what we experience in life. Can't see my hands, but I'm doing like this. But I'm doing it like this. So you can, but yeah, it's simply what we experience. An illusion, a thing that is or likely to be wrongly perceived or interpreted by senses. A thing that is or likely to be wrongly perceived or interpreted by the senses. Now, we know the senses are sight, smell, hearing, tasting, touch, and spirit. You know, we have a sixth sense, right? The spirit. So you mean to tell me that the way that I perceive something is wrong according to my senses? So the way that I'm perceiving something is wrong according to my spirit? The way that I feel? I'm smelling something, but I'm smelling it wrong. Like, it smells like cotton candy to me. To me, it smells like cotton candy. But I could see, you know, how like somebody could be cooking some, say, cupcakes, and I'm like, oh God, that smells like cotton candy. Be like, oh no, it's not cotton candy, it's cupcakes. Oh really? What kind of cupcakes is that? Oh, strawberry. Oh, okay, yeah, because I remember one time I was at a fair and I had some cotton candy. The very first time I had cotton candy, it was strawberry cotton candy. Okay, and that scent stayed with me. So every time I smell strawberries, I think about cotton candy.